Hey mamas, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would give you a quick tour of our homeschool room. I want to give you a quick little rundown on what our home looks like. So our home was built in the 1970s and we just have about over 2,000 square feet. Now to some of you that might sound like a lot and to some of you that might sound small. So I guess it's just all relative. But for us, we love our home. It's very comfortable. We feel like we fit well in it. And the Lord has done a lot to teach me about contentment in the space that we have. Our home was built, like I said, in the 1970s, and if you've ever seen some of our home videos, you can definitely tell that we still have a lot of remodeling and things that we're wanting and needing to do, like our yellow countertops. But again, the Lord is teaching me how to be content until we can get, the extra money to get some of that fun stuff done. But when we first moved into this house, and I'll try and pan for you while I'm talking, when we first moved in, this entire, what we call the first floor, was completely walled off into 3 different rooms, if you can believe it. The space behind me was walled off as a dining room, and then the space over here where the kitchen is was walled off as the kitchen, and then over here was kind of like the formal living room area. And there was even another wall by the door that kind of created a hallway, and then along the wall over there, there was another wall. Oh my gosh, there were so many walls. There was another wall that served that space as like a coat closet. So we knocked all of that down, and we actually use that space now to store our shoes, which one day I'll probably do a video on how we manage our shoe system here with a big family. But we now use this space to store our shoes, and homeschoolers love them some books. So you can see we also use this space down here to store some of our homeschool books. So our first floor, you guys, is our homeschool room. We really don't have space in our home to be able to dedicate an entire room to just homeschooling stuff. So this is where we get most of our homeschooling done. The kitchen table is like the hub and the heart of our home. We eat here, we learn here, we study here, we memorize here. This is the space where we mostly homeschool our kids. And when we're done at the kitchen table and we want to sit somewhere else, we just walk across the way, and we have our couches here that we love to sit and do our reading and language arts and grammar work on. Over here, we also have a small little desk that the big girls, my 2 big girls, each have a drawer. Might be a little messy, but each of my big girls has a drawer at this desk that they keep some of their math work in. And if they need a change of scenery from the kitchen table, they're welcome to sit here at the desk. Now, there was a season where I let my older girls do schoolwork in a room that I was not in, and I found that that wasn't really conducive to them being very productive. So I do have a rule in our home that when they are doing schoolwork, they need to be in the same space that I'm in, and that usually just happens to be the first floor. So this is just where we get all of our schoolwork done. And when the kids leave, they're getting ready to go in about an hour and a half. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and they're going to their great aunt's house to do some Thanksgiving decorating for our big family dinner tomorrow. When the kids leave to go do that, I'm going to take you around and show you some of the different spaces that we store all of our homeschool books. I kind of had a vision that I didn't want, when I walked into my home or when other people walked into my home, for it to feel like our home was like a big playroom or a big schoolroom. I wanted it to feel like a home. So I've tried to be very proactive to find ways to kind of not hide, but just store all of our stuff well so that when we walk into our home and when others walk into our home, it doesn't feel like a schoolroom or a playroom, but it feels like a living room. So one of the things that we do have is our CC memory workboard. I keep it back here on this back window behind our our kitchen table. And if I ever just, you know, feel like it's becoming an eyesore, which it's just a part of our life, so we don't ever really cover it up. But if I ever wanted to, you know, it's behind the curtains and I can go ahead and shut that if I just wasn't in the mood to see it. But it really usually is not an issue. So that's where we keep our CC memory workboard. Now, some people did ask me about my board in a previous video I did. I had a friend that's in our CC group send me the file, and all I did was take it to Office Max and had it printed on 2-foot by 3-foot paper, had them laminate it. I think it cost like $30. And what I do is I use wet erase markers because I'm also a tutor, so when I transport this to my class, if it were dry erase, it would easily, you know, wipe off if it got rubbed. So I just use wet erase to do the writing, and then every week I just wipe it down and write the next week's work on it. So that works really well for us for our CC memory work. I also have a little morning basket, which one day I'm hoping to do my own little video on for you guys. This is my morning basket, and keep it right here by the dining room table so that it's accessible first thing in the morning. I guess there isn't much else to show you. All right, so I'm back. I just finished taking my kids to their great aunt's house. So they give me once a week about a 3-hour time span where I can get some work done in my Etsy shop, where I can work on making videos and editing videos. So anyways, I showed you this morning our homeschool room tour and how we homeschool at the table and how we homeschool on the couch. But now I want to go around and show you how we manage our homeschool storage of all of our curriculum. I have a little motto, a place for everything and everything in its place. I really don't want our main living area to feel like it's a classroom or a schoolroom or a playroom. So while we're having our school day, we have our books out and our curriculum and things out. But when school is done, when we're done with all of that, I want our home to feel like a home. So we've worked really hard to manage our storage so that it can both be convenient, it can be accessible, it can be close by, but also kind of tucked away and hidden, or to fit in with the look and feel of our home. So I'm gonna go around and show you where we keep all of our homeschool stuff. The first spot is what we like to call our homeschool cabinet, and that is this beast right here. Probably 4 years ago, or maybe even 5 now, I found this piece on Craigslist and it was only like $60 or something. And this is where we keep all of our stuff. And I love it because when we're not homeschooling, we just put everything back in the homeschool cabinet and we shut the doors, close the drawers, and it's like nothing ever happened up here. With 5 kids, I've really had to streamline our curriculum and the amount of stuff that we have, because curriculum can just, it multiplies. Every year, I'm constantly weeding out the stuff that we don't need anymore. And it's so tempting sometimes if you have a curriculum to think, well, I can use that later, or I'm gonna save that for another time. I really try hard to just, if we haven't touched it or opened it in a year, to just get rid of it. Give it away, bless someone, sell it, make money to put back into new homeschool curriculum. So literally, I try to mostly keep what we are only using for that year. And of course, I have some other things from previous years, but only the stuff that we truly have loved. So in our homeschool cabinet, I'm gonna turn my camera around real quick and show you what's kind of going on around here. Maybe it looks like a bit of a hot mess, but it makes total sense to us. So up here, we just have some like fun things that my 5-year-old can do, geoboards, the little tiles, the geometric shaped tiles, and these are little pads for the geoboards, and these are some different shape pages for him to play with when he's done with his stuff. Extra paper, extra construction paper, some things stored up there, some more random type things stored up there. Then moving down, we have our math manipulatives, and inside these little black pencil cases, let me go turn a light on real quick. So inside these black pencil cases, we have one dedicated to crayons and one dedicated to colored pencils. And we have another bin that's just kind of like a miscellaneous bin. And in here, I keep random school supplies, like throughout the year, if, there we go, an extra pack of new crayons to refresh our current bin if we need to in the middle of the school year, just extra packs of glue. I don't even know, like what else do I have in here? Some fresh markers. Oh, these are permanent markers, staples, whiteout, just some kind of general school supplies, erasers, staples, highlighters. So what I do is in August, when all the school supplies are on sale, I just kind of stock up and put a couple things in here that I know we use throughout the year a whole lot. And then we bring this tote with us most school mornings to the table, and inside it has a clock because most of my kids are doing math and learning time still, and that helps them. A ruler, some highlighters, pencils, index cards. We just kind of keep this at the table with us while we're learning so that if we need an extra pencil or an eraser in the middle of our day, it's just right there at the table. We don't have to grab it. Down here we have pastels for my girls because this is a part of their The Good and the Beautiful curriculum. So their creative companion calls for pastels and some special art paper. So we keep that there. Then I'm just going to kind of back out and point. Right here we have my daughter River's pile. She keeps all of her curriculum and all of her books and things on that side. Eventually I would love to label it all, but for now we just all kind of know whose space is whose. And then we have daily spaces next. And then right here we have Daniel and Joanna kind of keep some of their course book work there. Underneath is Benjamin's section. Right here we have all of our history stuff for our Good and the Beautiful. And then in this basket, guys, I don't even know, I didn't even look. Oh, looks like somebody has come in here. Guys, this is like, live here. Didn't really work on cleaning things up for you. So in this bin is not supposed to be index cards and readers, but we have some watercolors. A lot of times the kids will like to maybe watercolor while I do some reading aloud. Then in the top drawer is where I keep all of our CC stuff, maps and our essentials books, and this is just our CC drawer. The second drawer, and clearly I need to like wipe this cabinet down. And then the second drawer is for curriculum that we don't really use throughout the year. So you can see we've got some story of the world stuff that I might pull out, want to keep kind of close to us, but don't like use every day. So geography songs. I don't know, I highly recommend this book if you're trying to teach your child to read. Teach your child to read in 100 Easy Lessons. We're using The Good and the Beautiful for our kindergartner right now, but I've taught several of my kids how to read with this book. So just keeping it nearby. So that is our homeschool cabinet, and that is this little shelving system back here just for extra books. And now I'm going to show you this little piece that I got at Goodwill. It was like $10, and it ended up coming in so handy for us. And that is this little bookshelf right here. I plan to paint it one day to match the rest of the furniture, but for now it's just working. This is an easy spot for my kindergartner, second grader, and third grader to be able to come and just grab their stuff quickly and easily and put it back. If you know little kids, they just like to throw stuff when they're done with it and be done with it. So this is a way for them to just literally walk up and put their stuff away. And then down here we have our Bibles for when I call for Bible time. We just keep most of our Bibles down here, and a lot of just readers down here. So when I have my younger ones read aloud to me, I usually send them to this area to come pick out a reader for them to read aloud to me. So you can see in our living room that it's in these three spaces that we store most of our homeschool stuff. Now I also have a space upstairs that I'm going to show you real quickly. And let me show you what it's like when the homeschool cabinet is closed. You can barely tell we've had school up here. Then I also have this space upstairs in what I call my shop, where I do my VIP kid work and my Etsy shop work. It's just an extra spare closet that we have. So in this closet, we just have some like miscellaneous homeschool stuff, like different games, different puzzles, different math rods, reading tiles, some magnetic game stuff, phonics games. And we also, you guys, you just know that homeschoolers love books, and we need space for all the books. It's educational and both just entertaining picture books for the kids to come pick from when it's our quiet reading time in the afternoon. We were really bad at taking our library books back, so it kind of helps for us to have our own selection of books. All right, mamas, so that is a quick look into our homeschool room and how we manage and store all of our curriculum. I know it's nothing fancy, nothing super impressive. Thanks so much for watching today, and I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.